You gotta do it like 20
lacrosse is
times.
pretty hard. You gotta be
Mhm.
pretty athletic for
Lacrosse,
lacrosse.
yeah. No, I'm talking about for the basketball team. They're running
My
like
school is all
all around
white,
the
so
basement.
there's a lot of lacrosse.
You know, don't you know what the wrestling
Uh-huh.
team used to do, bro? The wrestling team used to like run up from the basement to the fucking like ninth floor and come
Oh yeah,
back
no, that's
down,
OD.
like over and
Wait,
over
what?
again.
For what?
Our
The
wrestling
wrestling
team,
team.
like it's just to
Oh.
like warm up
I
and
wanted
shit.
to join wrestling, but there's no wrestling team for women.
Now I remember the one thing that stopped me to join the wrestling team because I went to like the information meet and like
The
just like
orientations.
yeah, I went to like all the orientation things where they like made us meet all the coaches and like some of the like older kids and like
Mhm.
they like showed us like they showed us them practicing and shit. But the only
Mhm.
thing that stopped me was like I got like they said that you had to shower naked with everybody else and I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh, that's gay as hell, and I was like, nah.
I would
yeah,
not do
nah.
Dude,
that
I
either.
did. I didn't know that about football until like my first day. I got into a locker room and everyone just, they were changing their
Oh,
clothes
hell
and I was
no.
like, okay. And I joined like during off season, so no one like, and it was last period, so everyone just took a shower at home until the season started and practice was in the morning and everyone, and it's all like
Oh
I'm a
nah.
fucking freshman and there's all these motherfucking seniors, 18-year-olds, bro. I'm like fucking 14, bro.
Do you have to
And
though?
all these.
Did you
No,
have
but
to do
like
it?
You could
if you
shower in your boxers, but like
yeah, but if you
you
didn't
gotta
fucking like
shower
shower,
Why? Why is that
because
like
back
a
if you didn't
necessity?
shower, it's
bacterial
disgusting because you
infections.
have
It's
a
gonna be
whole
nasty.
fucking
You gonna smell the
you
whole
gotta
day.
go through a
Every
whole school day without
look,
showering.
Oh.
it's a
It's morning
contact. No,
practice.
it's not even that. It's literally that's not even the main reason. You're playing a contact sport where your sweaty skin is touching other people's sweaty skin with
I've
mad
heard that.
force. That's literally how you
You could have
transmit
little
Uh,
like
snacks.
bacteria
I
Oh,
and
need
okay.
fungal infections and shit. Like you don't know what somebody has on their skin, you feel me? And then they
or like
touch you and all of a
wrestling.
sudden you
No,
Some
got
that
like
makes sense.
people like
Yo, you remember
some
Steven?
people like
You know,
usually you bring another pair of boxers, but if you forget, you just gotta go naked and it's just bro.
I think what stopped me from wrestling was that like I didn't know about the dieting thing. Like I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know
diet.
if they
Yeah.
were like gonna teach me that or not. So I was like, yeah, no.
But you
Like
also have to be in a
I
certain weight
mean,
class.
generally you
strict
don't
Yeah,
even
would
have to
exactly.
be
probably teach
strong,
you.
bro. You really
You
just
also gotta
gotta
be in a
know
certain weight
technique.
class.
Wrestling is so much about technique, bro.
I
That's
mean,
And
it's
also
technique, but you also
how
still
strong
have
you
to
are.
be you still have to be strong for wrestling. Like,
Yeah,
don't
that's
ever let
weird.
anybody tell you that wrestling is all technique.
There
Like,
was a
when
one girl on
somebody
the
is
varsity team with the guys, and like bro, like she was
she
buffed
was
like
a whole nigga, bro.
crazy.
like,
Yeah,
bro, some dude is on top of you, like with his whole body weight on you and like holding you with force. You need to be strong to get out of that,
yeah.
especially like if they're the same like weight as you too. So like,
Or a
there's literally
different
nothing.
gender.
Hmm.
Like, men are more stronger than women, so can you
Yeah.
imagine?
Nah, girls on the wrestling team, I have a lot of respect for, bro.
Yeah.
Like on the boys
There
wrestling
was
team, one of my
there
friends is
was
on the girls and boys wrestling
And
team,
cousin is like number
and
4
was
in
ranked
New
in the
York
state.
PSAL wrestling. I was like, what the?
I
Oh
feel
nah.
bad because I've seen like a
Crazy.
lot of male versus girl wrestlings and like, oh man, it is not cool, man. Like
See
the
Those
those
are
girls really
tough.
just
videos,
get
oh,
fucking washed, bro.
you're in
Yeah.
people are in the beach and they take a football and someone runs at them, like you run at each other and you gotta tackle the other person.
Oh
That's
yeah,
fucked
that's
up.
fire.
You
I mean,
jump
as a
around.
girl though, you should expect
Crazy.
it though. You already know what you got yourself into. So it's like if you don't like
Oh yeah.
how much they like beat you down, then like why are you in there?
And I think
How,
girls should spar against dudes just to see how like how the matchup is different. You know what I mean?
no, how strong you can get better, like I
Well,
mean
yeah,
like
that's what
that's
I'm saying.
why that was a major reason why I played soccer with guys, because it was like I hated playing with girls because they were like pussies. Like, they'd be
Bro,
like, oh my
soccer
god,
is
you're being
the
too
worst
hard.
thing I've seen this whole year, bro. Oh
For
my
what?
god.
Your soccer
This
team?
season, so it was the rivalry game, right? And all my friends were like, "Yo, come to the game." Went to the girls' soccer game. Like, yo, what the fuck is this?
I'm
So I
telling
just
you,
drove out, went to the
exactly.
stadium, and that rivalry game with the boys was crazy, bro. It was like 1,000 people. It was like amazing, and the girls thing was just like, bro, the girls were
Mhm.
walking. Why are you
Yeah.
walking? Play soccer!
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yo, you know
Oh my god.
the World Cup that happened when we were in middle school.
When the fucking
Yeah.
2014. Fucking
Yeah,
Brazil.
yeah. So
Dude,
when
you said
that
he lost.
when that World Cup happened, that was like the first time like I actually started like looking into soccer and shit, right?
Mhm.
And I like I used to here's what used to happen, right? I used to play soccer like every single day, like when in middle school when because during our lunch period they let us go outside, right?
Yeah,
So like
I did that too.
all my friends would want to play soccer, right? So I'd play with them, and like I wasn't like great at it, but like I really liked it, right? And then when the World Cup happened, right? I started watching the games and shit, and I started getting really deep into it like really quickly. Like I started liking it more and more. I started looking up old games on like YouTube and like looking at like random shit, right? I started becoming like a whole nerd. I started like I wanted to get FIFA and shit like that, right? But then I actually started playing soccer like a lot, and then I asked my parents if we could like find like
A
some
club?
team that I could practice, or like a club, yeah, that I could practice with to play soccer. And like for an entire year, I practiced with like this
Oh,
team
wait.
at Flushing Meadow Park.
Park,
They're
yeah. Oh
called-
my god, you
Oh,
Yeah.
went there,
there.
bro. Flushing
Yeah.
Meadows Park was like my second home, bro. Oh my
Bro,
god.
I used to go there all the time for everything,
What
and
the hell, bro?
I used to play soccer there for like a year, and bro, like everybody was like more athletic than me and shit, and I used to suck, but like I used to have so much fun practicing.
Mhm.
That shit was fun.
Yeah,
If
it is.
you did
fun.
not play
I still
soccer
have
there,
my-
you were not a soccer player,
I
bro.
think I still have my my team like uniform, and I still have like my cleats at home. It was just
Yeah,
straight up blue.
I also was in a club and also at school.
I had the shin
and then-
guards, I had the socks.
I
was
joined
the
when I was in
captain of
Colombia
the
for
Red Bulls team.
when I
That's
was in
crazy.
Colombia for a vacation. I would join the guys soccer team, and they accepted me. But you know, it's
Oh.
different because like the guys are actually like tough, you know. But it's
Mhm.
like motivational to like get stronger. So I didn't even mind. I got hit in the face a lot at soccer.
Yeah. Did you have to get like
So-
surgery on your nose or something?
yeah, because it got that bad that it broke my nose.
I used to do taekwondo when I was in like seventh to eighth grade. I did taekwondo and then I stopped. But
Oh yeah, I did karate and then I stopped.
I remember like
There's
the
nothing.
main reason why I stopped was so stupid. I stopped because of my parents. So like
What?
they
Why?
kept
It's
on
some money.
they kept
It is a
on
lot of
okay.
money.
So like, it is yeah. First of all, it's a lot of money, and like me now, like the knowledge I have now, I would never go there just because like you can go to like a literal just like martial arts gym and pay so much less, but like
Mhm.
they overcharge like for these kids programs or whatever, right?
Same.
They overcharge like crazy. But I used to go, and like as I was like going there, like I think I made it up to like blue belt or something like that, right?
Mhm.
Fine.
Yeah, I made it up to blue belt, and they wanted me to like go to like tournaments and shit, and like actually like not to make
I
me
don't
like
like that.
they didn't want me to actually compete, but like like that's usually what people do, like you go to a couple tournaments and shit if you like
And
if
then
you
start
actually want to get
competing.
invested. But you don't have to like really like compete professionally. You could just
Yeah,
do it
yeah.
like for fun. So that's what they wanted me to do. They're like, bruh, like you're taking all these classes to like learn all this shit, but when have you ever like actually used it against someone? Like go to a tournament, like see what it is like to use like what you learn like real
Mhm.
time and shit, right? And I was like, yeah, I want to go. And like the tournaments themselves, like they didn't cost that much money. Like they were pretty cheap. Like our place just took us there, right? So
Mhm.
my parents are like, nah, we can't take him there. Like well, he's gonna get hurt. I don't want him fighting this and that. I'm like, bro, like bruh. I was just like, bro, like that's the whole point of why I'm doing like taekwondo, bro. Like I want to
I'm
like try it
actually
out.
glad my parents weren't ever like, oh, she's gonna like, nah. My parents were like, okay, you get hurt, you're like gonna learn. You know.
Like my parents were never like that. They always
wish
were
my
like, oh,
parents
you're
were
gonna
like
get
that.
hurt.
Yeah,
I wish
No,
my
my
parents were
parents
like
didn't
that.
care, bro. Like, if I felt, bro, my mom threw me in the pool to learn to swim. Like that's how I
Bro.
learned to swim.
Like every time I fell down as a little kid, bro, like when I was a baby, like my
That's how
fucking
you learn,
parents
though.
immediately like picked me up and like they were like, oh, Like they literally never let me do anything if they thought I was gonna get hurt. And
Yeah.
that's also why they pulled me out of soccer, because they're like, oh nah, you have flat feet, you can't wear soccer cleats, and I was like, bruh. And then they pulled me out of soccer, and they pulled me out of taekwondo because they didn't want me to go to tournaments, and they kept on. They were like, bro, like you're literally like what? You're 8th grade, right? So you're 12 or
Ishan had the
13.
platform to everything, but couldn't do anything.
In 8th grade, what are you, 12 or 13? They're like, yo, he's like a young ass kid, right? Like if he does this, like, you know, and actually likes it, he could like continue. He could have like, he can make this like part of his like, I don't know, like a hobby and like be fit and athletic and shit, right? My parents were like, no, no. The only thing that they were like, all right, fine. Like if you're not gonna let him go to taekwondo, then you should let him spar, right? So we had classes that allowed us to spar and like actually like wear like sparring gear, and like, you know, the students fight each other and shit, right? They'd let us spar, and then they're like, all right, so if you're not gonna send him there, make him do this. And then my parents were like, bruh, no, we don't want him to do that either, because we don't want him to fight, period. And then they were just like, okay, how about that's what they were saying, like, okay, like, look, like if you're not gonna let your son do anything, then there's really like no point in keeping him to come here. But then my mom was like, no, but he need to exercise. And then I was like, okay, but you're not like you're not like
boxing or something.
bro, like their logic made no sense. And then they were like, at the end they were like, fine, we're gonna put him in a couple of sparring classes, right? So then I started sparring and shit, right? And then the first day I went to sparring, like my mom and my dad both came and sat and watched in the other thing. And like I was like, I'm not gonna lie, like it was so crazy. Like it was like intense, it was fun, it was really hard too, because like actually like when you're sparring, like especially like after like that age, like they take you into like, they make you spar with all the other kids that are like 13 and up, and they also make you spar with adults too. So like it's just like whatever, they just tell the adults to like go a little easier. But the point is, like, the first day I went there, I had mad fun, right? And every time I got hit, it was like crazy, you know, like even though I had protective gear on, but it was like, it's still like, you know, I felt like what it was like to get kicked in like the ribs really hard and shit, and like the force. When my parents saw that shit, they're like, nope, nope, you're not doing this anymore. This is too dangerous for you. And I was like, bruh.
Why?
Said your parents didn't prepare you for the real world.
That shit was mad dumb. Like, I'm glad they pulled me out because that place is overpriced, but like their logic made no sense. Oh, Ishan, you have to go do exercise and lose weight. Okay. Puts me into some sort of sport. Oh, Ishan, you cannot do exercise because this. Okay.
Oh, that is pretty stupid. Oh, alright, but I'm gonna hop off. I gotta go.
What's up, bro?
Alright,
Peace.
peace.
I don't have anything.
That shit pissed me off, man, but it's okay. It's whatever.
Don't you care?
I wanna like in the future, if I have time, I wanna go to like a
But shut your ass up, you fat
MMA
bitch.
gym and like just practice like
Me
boxing
too.
and
I'm
like
gonna do
Muay
that
Thai.
too.
I wanna practice
And the
Muay
other
Thai the
team,
most
I
out of
listen
everything.
Nightwolf, fucking.
I wanna like,
fucking name.
I wish like I fucking like
Respect it though. Not
understood
really.
things
Game's
better
good.
when I was
Yourself,
younger,
good
so
lawyer.
like I can
Shut your ugly-
explain things to my parents, but also my parents didn't really listen to me that much when I was younger. Like I wish I could explain things to my parents, like, yo, like you shouldn't, you should like, you know, allow me to do like sports in school, or like care about it more, cause like then like I'll be able, like, you know, or not like
Yeah.
I could have learned.
I'm still have yet to
it's
drop
not
my
like care about it more, but it's
nuke.
like
On here,
I would
or
go
just
to these
in
sports things, but they
In
would never
general,
motivate
dog,
me. They'd just be
You
like,
could
"Why are
have
you doing
done
it?"
athletic too.
I don't know why I
if you
can't
got
do it.
into that stuff.
Like they never said no, but they wouldn't motivate me. They would just be like, "Why are you doing this? Just focus on education. Like sports not important and shit like that, right? Your education is important."
BG1!
all that.
Oh, so sad, bro.
Yeah, so they kept on telling me shit like that, right? So
Hand
every
carrying
time I would
fucking
actually go to
Wolverine
something,
and my
I would just end
teammate
up not doing it
kept
because at the end my
flipping the
parents would
spine
like
just to piss
convince
me
me
off.
not to do it, and I'd be like, okay.
I
And I wish like
hate
I
when
understood a
people
little bit
say
more,
I'm
and
like,
then
"Dad,
so I
stop
could
flipping
convince
spines,
them.
stop flipping
But I also
spines,
know
I am
that
close to
they wouldn't
nuke."
have listened to me anyway.
Oh, how close?
I was 5 away.
Whatever,
I had 5 rounds in my leg
Definitely
cannon and
like in the
whole
near
fucking
future,
wargaming.
when I save up a little bit more money,
Yeah.
I want to start like.
Yeah, dude, I kept running back and forth, and then finally, after they flipped it one time,
No, I'm
the guy
definitely
was
gonna make
behind
my
me, I
kids
didn't
play
see him.
sports because I didn't as a little kid. My
I'm
parents
gonna
like
see.
never wanted me to do anything outdoors
100%.
as a little kid. I'm gonna make my
Alright.
kids do that shit because yeah, my kids could play video games if they
see.
want. My kids could play video
I
games, they
feel
can
like,
do whatever
yeah,
they
see,
want,
one
but
shot.
they get hurt or whatever, but it's like
Good
at the end
finish.
of the day, if they
I've
don't
been trying to
experience
tap
something,
in.
they'll never understand
like
it.
held players at A.
bro,
Got the dude
people
off B.
literally learn by
I'm on
getting
it.
hurt.
Behind me.
People
C.
learn from failure.
Like,
Like,
backside.
I'm going
if
to
my
see.
kid falls down, bro,
Oh,
I'm not gonna
dead.
pick him up and be like,
Well,
woo!
guys, like him.
Far
He's
side,
trying
far
to-
side.
I'm gonna pick him up and be like, yo,
Then
look,
they're
like,
let me see what happened. And then
Because
I'm
I
gonna
feel
look at what
like
happened.
if you're that type of parent, your kid is
I'm
gonna
spawning
come
in and
out as
dying,
like,
so
oh,
this is
like,
kinda
Yeah,
bad.
I'm on A.
I'm hurt, like, you know, like not strong enough.
I want to see right now.
Yeah, like really easy to panic. They're gonna need someone to like
Oh,
always
I'm
tell them they're okay.
Yeah,
really
like
play
nah.
Like if my kid falls down and scrapes his knee, I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna look if it's really bad. If it's bad, then I'm gonna like chalk it up or whatever. If it's not that bad, I'm gonna be like,
Bro, my
yo, you
parents just
chilling,
hit me
bro.
with it. Bro, when I was your
I
age,
thought I
it was
killed him.
worse, so stop
How
complaining.
was he not dead? I hit 7 shots. with
I
a
would
fucking
literally
Type
like just
100.
be like, yo, like your knee's
like,
good.
Put hydrogen
My
for
aim is so
peroxide
shit
on it.
right now.
I would
Yeah,
put
and that's it.
So when I was
Transition
like,
to
I'm on A
sniper
again.
I'm like usually a tomboy.
Red guns
I'm
is kinda
I
weird.
am, I think, but I used to play with like
Especially when
guys
people
and
just-
stuff, like never girls or anything because they were boring.
You
So
got
we played tag and
I got
stuff,
you.
and like every day I would
Appreciate it.
scrape my knee.
I was about to
Uh,
die.
To the point that like
Far side
you
C,
can
I
see
think.
my like a little bit of my
I'm on
bone,
A.
like if that makes
Ew.
sense.
Dude,
Yeah, so my
Those
parents
dudes-
got pissed
I
at
was
me. They
one-
like
one
like
second from
company and
tapping
stuff,
A.
and like they put hydrogen
I feel like our
peroxide
team
on
is gonna
it.
be annoyed with
And I
us.
was like, ah, whatever. But I still played.
Flaring out
It was
big.
So,
not
like,
fun.
you know what's stupid? Like okay, I have a
He's,
nephew, right? His
going
name is Adam,
Got him.
and it's not actually my nephew. He's my
I'm
cousin's
gonna finish tapping A.
son,
Oh, never
right?
mind,
But
no,
like
I'm not.
basically my nephew. So like
On C.
I'm finishing it this time.
we were visiting my cousin's house, me, my mom, my dad, right? And Adam, like he's like about 1 year
who
old
is
now,
this
right?
guy?
He was trying to climb up
Oh no.
into like
I sweat.
what's like that?
Who's dead now?
It's like a chair for babies at the table.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like, oh, a high chair, a high
fuck.
chair.
Oh.
Oh.
He was trying to climb into his high chair. Like usually you gotta pick babies up, right, and put them in there. But he was trying to climb into it, right? So
Uh-huh.
he was climbing, and I'm just watching. I'm not doing anything, right? I'm watching him climb. My cousin and her husband is also just watching. And then my mom and dad are like, "Oh, he's gonna fall! He's gonna fall! Oh, Lamia, go get him!" Right? And then she's like, "No, just watch, right?" Even if he did fall, right? There's like, how many adults are there? There's my cousins. There's two.
Oh my
There's
God.
me,
Yeah,
and there's my
he's
parents.
out of that.
There's 5
I
people
didn't
there
realize I'm
that could
muted.
just catch the baby and be like,
No,
"Oh, you're
it
okay," or
wasn't
like
me.
not catch the baby,
That's
but
what
like
I was like,
even
what
if
the
he fell,
fuck?
bro, he would be okay. And then my mom started arguing with my cousin, like,
Get out of that crate.
"You're not
Dude,
raising your
crate a bit.
kids right. Like, he
like
could have
two
gotten
of them,
seriously
three.
hurt. Like, what are you doing?" And then she's like, "No, I'm trying to
Cat
make
bait.
sure that
I'm
even
going
if
cat
he
bait.
like, it's something that he needs to learn. It'll
Get
be
the
a
dude
learning
off of A
experience.
side, please.
Like,
Right.
just something as simple as climbing up something and falling
Yeah,
down."
he's like, yeah, okay, he's on C now.
And I agreed with her, and then she got mad at me. I agreed with my cousin, and my mom got really mad at me. I was just like, "Bruh."
It's true.
Oh
Though.
my God, I tried to fucking get
Like you're
Yeah.
not always gonna be there for your kids to like, you know.
It's like
Some parents are really
unrealistic.
overprotective.
You gotta like train
good shot.
your kid to
I
understand
was
like
I was
how
trying
to, I guess, how, no, like it's like a sense of like
Shit.
Got, they just
independence
spawned,
almost. Like,
inside
okay, I got
Crater
hurt,
on,
I'm fine, chill out, right?
Yeah,
'Cause-
that side of A, Crater.
Then if
I
any,
have a high tolerance, like when I
Nice.
get hurt, I don't really feel
See?
it. That makes sense.
like high pain tolerance.
Good shot.
Yeah.
No, like
Good shit.
my
Think there's
biggest
another one.
thing is like I want my kids
Oh,
to
got him.
understand
Got him.
like to not be afraid to try to do
Appreciate-
something.
I got it.
Because like if you
I'm
keep
on
on
Oh shit.
telling them like, oh no, you're gonna get hurt, don't do it, then they're never gonna do it, right?
I'm on a 10K.
But if they do it and they fall down and then they realize like, oh I fell, oh I might have even cut myself a little bit, but I'm okay, right? Let me try again next
I'm gonna
time in
die.
a different way.
Teammates
right?
literally just sitting in spawn.
Like that makes
I
them
don't
like
care
more
if I
of
drop a nuke, honestly.
more capable,
Not right now.
like
Luke.
more
This dude turned
independent.
on me with the Cooper.
More
Jeez.
experienced.
Yeah, I seen that shit. They
Yeah.
killed me too.
Losing objective able.
Alright, what the
I don't
fucking
know. I
done?
wish my parents didn't just like follow me around the
I
whole
want it.
time, like making sure, no, are you okay?
Losing
Uh,
objective Charlie.
Shit,
I
but
felt so many
you gotta
times
eliminate kills,
off my bed
So I could watch the feed.
that like I wasn't really.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't
Now
want
like
to
parents
see
put that like thing to protect their child to
Oh
not
my
like fall from
god,
the
on
bed.
C?
That literally,
what?
like that thing on like
I just
Dude,
lost
I can't get
on the
killed
side of the
this
bed
game.
for the kid
I
not to
just
fall.
lost all my audio
Oh,
for
it's
a
like
second.
I know what you mean. I don't know what it's called, but
They-
I know what you mean.
Okay, so my
Yeah.
brother
There we go.
had that, right?
Mhm.
But I didn't. I never
Where is
did.
my audio?
Like my mom is just the type to be like, okay, she's just gonna learn like whatever. Cause like my brother's
Hold on,
like,
give me a
Gotham
sec.
He's in the
Keep on
crate
saying what
now.
you're saying. Just give me a
yeah,
sec.
my brother's my half
I
brother,
killed him.
right? So his
I'm
mom
in the
is
crate.
protective of him, and he's
Well, two
brown,
people in the crate
so
now.
he's Guyanese. So
Securing
yeah, his
One
mom is
shot.
really protective and stuff. And he's like, no, like he's gonna fall.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Far back to spawn of
What was
Yeah.
his?
taking
Oh shit, I
Baker.
forgot his name. Fuck, Daniel, right? No,
Andrew.
Andrew.
How
How did I
Yeah,
forget
but-
Andrew?
Can we look?
Drewski. It's Drewski.
Never mind.
Closing with Baker.
But yeah,
Can't.
so yeah, his mom was very overprotective and like
Molly?
she was like, no, like he's gonna fall, like this and that,
Oh,
so
that's
you
the whole
had to
thing.
get one of those and like. But for me, like I just felt, you know, like my mom was just like, nah, like she has to learn, you know, like it's whatever, like if her head hurts,
Securing
you know,
Baker.
Yeah, I was hoping I could get him.
it's not the end of the world.
Oh shit.
I swear to God, my parents did like the dumbest shit. Like, they would be like, oh my God, you can't do this, you're gonna get hurt, right? And then like, if I try to ask them a question and they were like in a bad mood, they just slapped me.
Sorry.
Securing Baker.
Like the logic there made no sense at all. Like, how you gonna be?
That's on me, dude. I wasn't looking that way.
How you gonna
I
make?
think it's
How you-
minority parents
Ugh,
that are
he
like
just
that.
spawned on me.
Taking Baker.
Nice.
Yeah, it is minority parents. It's immigrant parents. It's immigrant parents. That's what it is.
Coming A, I think.
Cause like,
Very-
Come to Seaside.
Okay,
I
cool.
don't know,
like,
man.
Traditions were different for them compared to like us.
Middle.
Find into the crate.
I remember my mom was telling me the story, right? And like, this was a memory I didn't actually have. Like, I didn't remember this,
Taking
right?
Baker.
A spawn.
That my mom was telling me this. I didn't like have any memory that this happened.
Hey,
Well,
Spawn.
when my mom told me the story, I got really mad. Even though I didn't remember, I still got really mad. So apparently,
4A.
when I was
Got him.
when I was younger, like I
Got
was really young, like maybe like 4 years
Got the dude
old or
I just
something,
ran out of
right?
bullets.
My uncle
You stuck?
was visiting, and my uncle
That's
liked to
why
like
I died
annoy
more
me,
times
like
because
just like tease me and
reloading
shit,
or
like fuck
fucking
around with
not
me,
enough
right?
bullet.
And like I liked my uncle, like I wasn't like I didn't hate him, but yeah, he liked
Not
annoying me
ammo?
and shit, right?
I need
Dying
One time he was
crate,
annoying the
A-side
shit out of me, right?
A-side crate.
And I was getting really tight,
I ran out of ammo.
and he wouldn't stop. So then I
You
told
good?
my mom, I was like, "Yo, tell him to fuck off,"
Securing
right?
Baker.
And then my mom was busy, and then my mom was telling me to fuck off, like, "Oh my God,
Capturing
like,
Able.
leave me alone," right?
Dude,
And then
dude.
she told my uncle, like, "Stop
Dude,
bothering
dude.
him," right? And then he
Alright.
kept on bothering me, and then I kept on
You gotta
coming back,
pass
right?
something.
And then my
Come on,
mom,
Taking Able.
when I came back for like the third time,
Never mind,
right?
I'm not. There's a camp
My
on
mom
top
looked at
on
me,
A.
slapped the shit out of me, and I just started crying, apparently.
Closing with
And
Baker.
and then I didn't remember this, right? So I just looked at my mom, and for a second I got
Trying to
so
get the dude
mad
that's
for my
camping at the
past self.
truck.
I was like, "Why would you slap
Dude on
me?"
B.
Right? And then
I'm getting
she's
looked at
like,
from C.
"Because your uncle was
I just
bothering you,
spawned
and then you kept on
died
bothering
5
me.
times in a row, like,
That's why I
somebody
slapped
was
you."
looking at me.
What?
And then I was like,
Always fun.
"Why would you
Always fun.
slap me though? What was my fault?" And she was like, "It's because I was doing something
See?
and I was busy, and I kept on getting bothered."
Locked down.
And then I was like, "Why don't you
It's not like
tell?
you did something wrong.
Why don't you tell your
Oh,
brother
this
to
dude
Losing
is
objective.
fuck off
fucking C.
instead of slapping the shit out of me?" And then
Behind
she was like, "I
you.
did tell him to
In the crate,
fuck
like
off,
middle.
Oh,
but he
Alright,
wasn't."
I've
So
seen
I was like, "So you're gonna slap me?"
I'm a
And then she was like,
Losing
you
objective
don't understand,
Baker.
I can't say anything to him. So I was like, so the solution is to
Can I
slap me then.
spawn?
And she's like, it's not like that. And I was like, you literally slapped me.
The lead's
Like,
out.
I don't remember, I
You
didn't
can't go like
remember
this.
now, but now that you told me, I'm gonna remember that forever.
They're taking Baker.
Come to the crate
Bro,
right
I
there.
still don't get why they're like,
We
oh,
got
we
him.
can't say anything
Baker
to our
is overrun.
brothers or
Got another
sisters, bro. Like, bro,
Oh, we can't say anything to your
Looking-
aunt, we can't say anything to your uncle.
Oh, dude,
but we can
there's
say
so
something to
many
you.
goddamn people pushing.
That's really not right.
Right, we
Where's
gotta
our
catch
My
team?
mom
happening.
would yell at me
Just us
in
two
front of like
versus
other
them.
people, like my cousins and
Mm.
shit, right? When in reality she was actually mad at the other people.
If
And
they
I'd be
were
like,
just good
why are you
people-
yelling at me? And she's like, because I can't say anything to the other people. They're our guests.
They're
Two
taking
And I'm like,
people
Charlie.
Huh?
so you're gonna take it out on me?
Yeah, that dude just
How
spawned
does
for
that
the
make
party
sense?
field
Asians,
when he
bro.
died.
Yeah.
It's just how they think, bro.
That's what a lot of brown people do. Oh,
Behind
we
you.
can't say anything to your guests, but we're gonna yell at you.
Got him?
They got me pinned. Baker.
Like,
Bro,
okay,
I'm
you
trying
can't
to
say anything to
freaking
your,
kill someone. And, okay, never mind.
Coming this way?
like you can't say anything to your guests that are in your own home. Like they're your guests. Like if anybody can say anything, it's gonna be you, bro.
Baker is overrun.
Like it's pretty dumb.
It doesn't add up.
They're taking
Like my parents would do this shit and then
This
at the
dude's
same time
running
be
a
like,
fucking
oh,
sword.
you can't do this, you're gonna get hurt.
Why
Hey,
did
Yes,
why
sir.
did I just get a PayPal security
Damn,
code?
nice fucking kill, y'all. Nice kill.
It's over. GG. PayPal data leak.
Hey, all that matters though, we still beat y'all's ass.
Yo, I
You
might.
got
Wait,
that
you
one
did
there,
Asian
same
got
password on every reason.
131.
Don't say it.
No,
Yeah, that's the
bruh.
Cooper phone.
I just know my PayPal.
Low key, I have like a couple passwords on rotation, but they're all very
Nice
similar.
reload cancel on him, bro.
I use my password algorithm from 10th grade.
Password algorithm, let's go.
I'm not even lying.
I know, you told me about it before. That's just clever.
Mine are all different, but
Well, y'all,
yeah.
hey, I'll
You have it written down?
I voted for you.
No, I have it memorized.
You have all of them memorized?
Yeah.
Selfish
No
bitch.
password.
Dude, I wish
Yeah.
I could do that, but guess what? I
What?
have to memorize all of my parents' passwords, I have to memorize their emails, I have to memorize their social security, I have to memorize every single fucking confirmation number that they ever got. I have to memorize everything for them, and if I don't, I'm wrong. So I have to keep my password
No,
simple
I'm not gonna
because
lie. Adam also does that, but like that's actually a good thing because like you know like how many dudes that are like that don't know anything about that is just like kind of sad.
anything about what?
Like you know how you said like notarize like whatever your parents need like.
Yeah, I mean, I
like,
guess I'm
a lot
used
of
to
guys
it
don't know
now.
how to do that, so it's just like you know.
It's not a horrible thing, but it's kind of annoying. Like